Hello and welcome to a very special edition of the Stellar Talk Show celebrating the International Women's Day. I'm your host, Stella Ram, a mother, realtor, entrepreneur, and someone deeply passionate about building not just successful stories, but also empowering strong, confident, and unstoppable women. This show is all about real conversations that help you thrive in real estate, life, business, and beyond. Today, we are celebrating International Women's Day, a day dedicated to honoring the resilience, achievements, and the limitless potential of women everywhere. Whether you're a business leader, entrepreneur, or simply someone looking for a drop of inspiration, this episode is just for you. We are driving deep into what is truly meant to step into our power, break barriers, and build not just successful careers, but a fulfilling lives for us. And to help us explore this, we have an extraordinary guest, a powerhouse in the world of business, leadership, and community building, Sharon Weishar. Sharon is not just an entrepreneur, she's a force of nature. From starting a business in her bedroom to scaling into a 65 million company, she has redefined resilience and innovation. But her journey wasn't just about numbers, it was about overcoming adversity, including personal challenges like divorce and abuse, and using her experience to uplift and empower women. As a founder of the ConnectHER, a rapidly growing networking community designed to support and elevate women in business, Sharon has dedicated herself to fostering mentorship, leadership, and collaboration. Sharon is also a co-author featured in Empowered, the book that shares powerful stories of strength and perseverance. Today, she is here to share her wisdom on leadership, resilience, and how women can support each other in business and life. So grab your coffee, let's get comfortable and get ready for an inspiring conversation on stepping into your power, building community, and embracing the strength that lies within every woman. Let's dive in. Sharon, welcome to the show.
Hi, Stella. Thank you. Thank you for that beautiful intro.
Welcome. It's an honor to have you here. So let's dive in a little bit more deeper. What's the number one skill women need to develop to build a sustainable wealth and success in the future?
Well, in my opinion, I would say financial literacy and the ability to negotiate. I think that the thing is, it's one thing to grow financial wealth. It's another thing to be able to manage it and to leverage it.
Yes. Having financial literacy is definitely a must-have for financial freedom that women crave and must definitely have in their life. So I completely agree on you on that. I want to also ask you, you faced personal challenges, including divorce and abuse. How did you turn adversity into empowerment?
Well, I have to admit that didn't come overnight. And I would say that it took a long time before I could say, not why did this happen to me, but why did this happen for me? And I've spent the last 7 years finding that out, and now using that to empower other women and also to use that authenticity in the relationships that I'm building currently in my business.
That's amazing. And it's wonderful that you actually took that and created something called ConnectHER and uplifting other women who are thriving to be at their best in leadership and also in business, right? What has your journey been there?
With ConnectHER?
Yes. What motivated you to bring that up?
Sorry, I guess to start, before you met me, I didn't even live in Vaughan. So due to the change in my life circumstances, I had to leave my marriage, leave my business, and leave all my friends, leave everything and start over. And I moved to Vaughan. And one of the things I did to begin was I started publishing a magazine, which is still in print. It's called Kleinberg Living, which got me going out and meeting people in the community. And I thought to myself, if I'm going to become a realtor, I would prefer to do my business based on relationships. So I started the magazine thinking I would build relationships, and then I would go from there, and potentially people would think of me when they had real estate needs, which led me to realizing how many of us are doing our own thing every single day, all alone. And, and some of this happened during COVID too. So that was the inspiration for ConnectHER because I had met so many beautiful women and men too, but in this case, we're talking about women. And sometimes they just needed a little push to know that there was other women supporting them.
That's amazing. That's very beautiful, Sharon, that you know how that you got motivated to do something amazing and bringing all women together in a community to uplift each other. That's wonderful. And what would you say to women who feel stuck in difficult situation, whether personal or professional? What's your advice there?
Well, without being a coach or a therapist of any kind, I think that really ultimately the way that I started to look at things was to realize everything happened exactly when it was meant to. I'm exactly in the right spot that I'm supposed to be in, which then removes the stickiness from that whole conversation. Every step forward, everything, whether reaching out for help, setting a boundary, making a plan, that's all little things that help you. So you shouldn't feel stuck. You know, you might feel fearful of rejection for reaching out, but really you should take that leap, because what I've learned in connecting with all these women is we're more alike than we are different.
That's true. That's very, very true. Amazing. I understand when it comes to like collaboration over competition, what is the key to long-term success in your opinion?
I think that collaboration in business is absolutely how we multiply our impact. However, it's really an uncomfortable place to be at. I'm just going to be honest. When I started ConnectHER, my first thought was, I want to be the only realtor. and then I realized in every profession, there's so many of us and there's so much business to go around. You just need to realize that everybody comes at it differently. So if we work together, we can actually, that's why I said we can multiply our impact.
That's true. Like, you know, like no matter that we are in the same profession, the competition is high, but we have our unique differences that, you know, outbrings the best of us individually. So appreciating that and collaborating your best practices and uplifting each other in that community is very powerful. And also like it helps you to build yourself more confidently as well. So thank you very much for sharing that, Sharon. When it comes to like networking, what are the biggest mistakes women make in your opinion, and how can they build a genuine connection?
Well, it's funny, my biggest mentor when I was going through all my changes in my life, he's actually in our office today doing a brainstorming session with his team. And when you ask me this question, I think I've always done this, but I really do try to do this more now, which is the key to genuine connections. I think the key to success in anything is giving first, offering support, offering value, offering encouragement without expecting anything in return. And I think even in networking, if you go into it with an open heart and that's what you're looking for, is how you can make someone else's day better, is definitely going to come back to you threefold.
That is true. That is so. That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for, you know, sharing this wisdom and, you know, your experience. That's really valuable. But when it comes to ConnectHER, I really love what you're doing there. How has ConnectHER impacted the way women do business today?
Well, I think listening to women sit around and be vulnerable about their challenges, and also to be in a space where everyone celebrates your wins, is uplifting. I think that we're talking about, you know, business challenges, we're talking about personal challenges. I can think of so many stories that start with kind of like a terrible beginning, and you know, and a crossroads sometimes where women have to just start over, and the resilience that women have is beyond measure. And I think that's another thing that I really wanted to highlight in getting these women together. So then, you know, if they don't make those connections on their own, the thing for me, I take this very seriously, is I make the connections. I will find somebody that can enhance your business, or likewise, or two people that should collaborate in a workshop and make that connection. That's the thing that I give back to my people.
And I have personally experienced that with you, Sharon. Like, you have been great connecting me with women in leadership who are thriving. That I can connect and have better conversations with. So I really see where that's coming from. So thank you very much for doing that, and also connecting women in other areas to bring the best value that they have in them to the community. That's amazing. I also was is interested in us about when it comes to some women, like entering into a leadership role in a male-dominated industries. How can women step in there with confidence in a leadership role in a situation like that?
I think that women, well, I think anyone, but women in particular, especially we go through the stages of life and we don't take the time to step back and really get to know ourselves and even know our values. Sometimes we're just going along, and especially when you're climbing the corporate ladder. I think if you understand how to trust yourself more, and I'm even going to go so far as to say you need to embody your feminine power. We don't have to be male dominate. We don't have to be male dominant to be successful in this world. I think that if we just are ourselves, that would be the key to success. Trust your gut with your advice, the way you lead, and of course your knowledge along the way. But that's what I believe is it's just trusting your gut.
Trusting your gut, that's true. Building that confidence in yourself and trusting your gut definitely is the way to go, most definitely. You and I, we are both in real estate, and we know why we are here as realtors. Building wealth and lifting everybody up with the same mindset of building legacies. In your opinion, why do you think real estate is such a powerful wealth building tool for women?
Well, I think that one of the things about real estate is that it can build generational wealth, which is a really nice way to look at what you're doing today for the future for your family. It creates passive income, which is also amazing. And you personally can have full control over your financial future. It provides stability and leverage.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's very interesting. And also, like, just to touch base on that, we have met a lot of women while we are in this industry, and personally and also on the business end. What are some of the biggest financial mistakes, in your opinion, that women make, and how can they shift their mindset towards ownership?
I think that society is changing, which I'm happy about. But in my generation, I would say letting someone else manage your finances, not keeping control of your finances, thinking it's a man's job when you're in a relationship. That's the number one mistake.
That's true. That's true. It's good to have that collaboration when you're in a relationship, but having that financial independence is definitely an asset, and also that gives you the foundation to build and be empowering for yourself. Most definitely.
I think too, people don't like talking about money. It's taboo. And it is true, maybe to some level, but I think if you shift your mindset from a scarcity to an abundance mindset regarding money, because money, yes, it's about survival, but it's also a tool for freedom.
That's true. Definitely. It gives you the freedom to, decide which way you want to go and what you want to have for yourself, most definitely. I want to also touch on, like, we have women from different backgrounds, from different places in the world now that we are collaborating with. When it comes to, like, them entering into leadership, how can women overcome imposter syndrome, and what are your advice there?
Well, I think you have to remind yourself that you got here for a reason and you are already capable. And oftentimes women don't realize that they're much stronger than they even give themselves credit for. And imposter syndrome, in my opinion, is actually just fear. It's just fear in disguise, right? So you have to remember that every single person doubts themselves. Recently, I was at an event with one of my mentors, and I was with her backstage before saying, I wish I could be more like you. And she was laughing, saying she wished she could be more like me. And she was super scared. And it just brought to light that again, what I said earlier, we are all the same. And you just have to take the action despite the doubt.
That's true. That's true. That's amazing. Um, Sharon, in your daily routine, in your personal life, what are some of the habits and routines that have contributed to your success to be you who you are today?
Well, to be honest, I do have I switched from using a therapist to a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And but I what the reason why I use a coach is more for someone to help me, I guess, do all the things that I talked to you about today. Stepping into my feminine power, knowing
Mm-hmm.
what my gut is telling me, trusting myself, being able to quiet the voice in your mind, all of those things. It's so I know we have journaling, we have reading, we have exercise, we have walking in nature. Yes, I do all of those things, but do I do them regularly and to the level that I want? Absolutely not. But the one thing I
Mm-hmm.
can do is work on my mindset so that throughout the day, I can stay in that healthy mindset. So that's why I use the coach.
Definitely, definitely. If you need the support that you need to reach out to the professionals in that area. And I'm happy to see that you actually try to figure out which way is better for you and choose the path that best suits your needs. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. When it comes to emotional intelligence, Sharon, like for women, that's a big part in their life. How does emotional intelligence play a role in business and leadership in today's world for women?
Well, I think emotional intelligence makes the difference between a good and a great leader, in all honesty. And I think it allows you to navigate difficult conversations. There's a great book recently, if anybody wants to read it, called Fierce Conversations, which essentially is about having respectful conversations, but respectful on both sides for yourself and for the person you're speaking to, right? Helps you build strong relationships and to lead with empathy.
Yeah, that's very very true. Brings to my mind here. You also co-authored a book named Empowered, if I'm not wrong, which features powerful stories. Why is storytelling so important for women and for women's empowerment? And what's your experience there?
Well, first of all, I guess that goes to journaling. And I can say when I was invited to write a chapter in this book, it promised to be very healing, and it was very healing because you had to write your experience, I suppose, but then how someone else could learn from it. It's one thing to have these experiences. It's another thing to get stuck in the victim mindset, and a whole other level to take what you've learned and empower other women to make sure it doesn't happen to them, and also to guide them if they want help to get through a certain situation. So in this case, that's how we wrote the book, I would say. But I think that sharing stories, like I said earlier, just you can have an aha moment that you are also experiencing that, and maybe it would be the catalyst for you to making change in your life. So I look for that in why I did it, but I secondly did it for my own healing.
Yes, no, I hear you most definitely. So, what I have seen is, us as women, when we go through certain situation in life, we are so hesitant or so scared to reach out and talk about it because of the worry on how the world is going to react to that, right? So, like sharing these stories and putting that on paper and giving that accessibility to other women to take a piece of your experience and how you took that and created turn that into empowerment is very powerful for them to have that aha moment and convert their fear into empowerment as well. So definitely it is very good storytelling to heal and grow together, most definitely. Wow, what an incredible conversation, Sharon. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, your resilience, and your unwavering commitment to empowering women. Your journey is a testament to what's possible when passion meets perseverance. And I know our audience has taken away so much inspiration today. As we celebrate International Women's Day, let's remember that empowerment is not just about individual success, it's about lifting others as we rise. Whether it's through mentorship, collaboration, or simply believing in another woman's potential, we each have the power to create real change. So to all the women listening, whether you're an entrepreneur, a leader, a dreamer, or someone still figuring it all out, know that your voice and your story and your impact matters. Keep pushing boundaries, keep building your legacy, and most importantly, keep showing up for yourself and for each other. If you loved today's episode, don't forget to share it with the incredible women in your life. Let's keep the conversation going. Connect with us on social media, tag us in your takeaways, and let's continue to celebrate and empower each other beyond just today. Sharon, thank you again for being here. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you. And to everyone tuning in, remember, your dreams, your strength, and your voice have the power to change the world. Keep pushing boundaries, lifting others, and stepping boldly into your purpose. Until next time, stay inspired, stay empowered, and keep shining.
Thank you for spending your time with us on the Stellar Talk Show. We hope you found value in today's episode and gained insights to help elevate your lifestyle. If you enjoyed the discussion, please like, subscribe, and share it with anyone who could benefit. It means the world to us. Until our next episode, stay inspired, and I'll see you soon on our next Stellar Talk Show.